YouTube out here with another video. I've been extremely busy trying to keep up with stuff of work and and I had to give some rides. Soon to be working for Uber, so I'm gonna see how that goes. The other day, last week or so, beginning of the week, I had to get the brother-in-law a ride to his work, pick up a check. Newton, Mass. Now, lately, I've been going through towns everywhere I drive, everywhere I go, looking into the woods, and noticing a lot of stone walls. Now, they claim that the English or whatever, and the first settlers came here and started building stone walls for property lines. But what I've been noticing is that some of these stone walls are in the middle of the woods where there's no houses, no property, no nothing. And I don't know, I just been going out to places and stuff and do the work, and where I've been going, I've been traveling, but from what I can see and what I can tell, and I mean, my father once did this too, I guess. Crazy stuff of searching for Indians. And I mentioned it to him, and he's telling me that the Vikings, they're still unknown of why New England is covered with rock walls too. But it could have been the Vikings, it could have been the Dutch. But where I've been looking, where I've been searching, and why, and me having to get around like I do, and like I said, ever since I started this King Philip War documentary, it's just crazy things have been just popping up. And it's all got to do with Indians, I mean. Like having dreams. If someone telling me to go here, I look up here and there comes out a whole new article. Even my father never heard of. And it's all just really baffling. And I don't know, lately I've been, like I said, busy. I ain't been able to do some videos. And I've been really down and out about it because I want this to be my full-time job, and I'm just waiting for one of my videos just to blow up, and that's all I will need. Like I say, I will be researching as much as I can. Once I, blow up videos, I'm going to be searching, and whether it's haunted, whether it's Indian, whether it's, something, folklore, legends, doesn't matter. And the way things have been going for me lately and the stuff that's been happening to me. And I found another article from the one I found about the Raven coming to visit. And all leads back to one thing, and messenger from the dead is... Call me crazy, everybody knows I'm nuts anyways, but this shit's starting to get for real. I've been going to places and taking pictures, and I got some sources looking into these pictures, and like I said, I don't want to reveal nothing yet until something comes up, because I don't want to say nothing and then it's not, I just gotta wait. It's how do you keep it, someone in suspense? I'll tell you tomorrow, but I just want this to be so surreal that I just don't want to blow the cover right now. And as for Newton, as I was traveling out there and seeing a lot of stone walls throughout the parts that I could see throughout the trip out there, and once again, I started getting Indian vibes. I had my wife with me, I had my brother-in-law with me, and I wasn't saying nothing. Because, my wife's all about... She's to the point where she don't want to hear nothing more about my goddamn Indians. But little does she know of what I'm finding and what I see just off the side of the road And all these stone walls. And what I think it is with these stone walls, I think the Indians did do this. And you ask why? I know why. I got a thought and theory, and I think it's more, you gotta remember about the Aztec Indians out west. And they made stone structured houses. So to say that Indians didn't mess around with the stones is beyond me. And my thoughts and theory is that the Indians, even on Mount Wachusett, there's stone walls that lead up the hill of the mountain. On the sides you can see on Mountain Road. And to me, I think the Indians put them up there as markers, trademarks, or even territorial too, of other tribes to warn them. Or they use them as markers to say, oh, this is the side of the hill we went up, and this is our steady path now. Follow this wall. In the lines of that, I think Indians did, because like I say, the Aztec Indians did stone building structures, lived off the side of mountains and everything. Why wouldn't they do it here? And I mean, out that way towards Newton, like I said, I'm looking around, I'm starting to get vibes, and sure and shit, we stop in to where my brother-in-law works. We're waiting there, someone not coming in until later, like an hour later or whatever, but I started getting, my legs are starting to get cramped sitting in the damn car, so I got out and started walking around looking. Nantotum. Nantum. Nantotum. It was on the side of a building. Like I said, I've already had these Indian vibes rolling and strolling into this town. And the most fucked up thing is, and it's just mind-blowing. And like I say, every time I get something like this, it's like, whoa. Nantotum is an Indian word for prayer. Something like prayer. I looked it up. And Nantotum is the town where the first Indian that turned over to Christian England. I forget his name. That was his name. His name was, I'll put it in the description box, but he was the first Indian to go over to Christianity from the England. And the most mind-blowing part of this story, not that I felt Indians, not that Nantotum is one of the 13 villages of Newton, Mass. There was 13 villages throughout that town. There was a lake that used to be in the center of the town where I was, which is called Nantotum. And the lake was filled in throughout the 1930s and 50s. By the time it was done in the 50s, it was just a small pond the kids used to ice hockey skate on, practice ice hockey. And then they soon gradually just filled it up, and now the whole town sits over it. And what really gets me more than just finding all this out, this Indian wasn't a chief. He was like a second-in-command chief because he married a chief's daughter. But what's more crazier is that he predicted and told the white man, due to him turning Christianity, that King Philip War was gonna begin. And I'm like, what the I'm reading this while I'm out there, because I had like the feeling of Nantotum, and I'm like, damn, I had a gut feeling that's an Indian word. And like I'm getting these spirit signs out there, and bang, what do you what more crazier can you get than this? Like I did in Oxford at the high school, and then come to find out that was a mystic, I mean not a mystic, but a lake that a mystic rock was thrown in, that a Indian was getting chased by a white man, and they didn't want the white man getting this sacred rock. Threw it in that lake, and I got a vision of an Indian sticking his hand up as a ghost form in one of my pictures. It's on the thumbnail picture. You can clearly see it. And I mean, when I get this shit coming in like this, you know, the hair stands on the back of your neck like it is now, it's just talking about it just fucking blows my mind. And not only that, this chief, well, they called him a chief, but he wasn't real chief. But this Indian, later on down in the King Philip War, he was captured due to they thought he was giving information to King Philip, pretty much. But then later on he was released. But what? Then you got the old, they do not know how he died situation. So that leads me to believe that, you know, my thoughts and theory on this Indian, I think he did have second thoughts of going Christianity. I think he did warn King Philip on some things. And I think he did with his mystery murder of, I think he was murdered. Of his mystery of, they don't know how he died. Because King Philip's brother was poisoned. And they said that he had an illness when he came to Plymouth Rock and left, and while walking away, dropped dead. He was poisoned. I think this Indian from Newton, Mass, was murdered. Due to him, of course, thinking, oh, he's, you know, going back to King Philip and telling him stuff. Within this, you know, if you get incarcerated back then in an Indian like that, I think he was murdered. I would like to find the place where he died. That's going to take some time. But I want to try, get a hold of this Indian and see what happened. I don't know why Indians don't go back in time like they do now and raise the dead like they do, spiritual-wise. They say they could speak to the dead back in the day, which they did, and they could. I believe it. Ghosts communicate. I think today with more modern technology, like we have now, these cell phones that catch anything. I want to try, see how he died, see what he has to say. But just to go into this town, get these feelings, find this word off a frickin' side of the building. And then all this comes, it's all got to do with the King Philip War. Big piece, too. Because he was the man who predicted that something was going down. Something's going to happen. And 2 months later, bang, here it came. So this Raven visit from this Indian site that I did in Templeton of the Princess Rock. Like I say, with these totems and these Raven visits, messenger from the dead, here I am, giving a message from this Indian. And I'm just coming up with my own thoughts and theories, but I think there was more to his death, and I think that here we are, I am the messenger. I mean, people out there in Newton respect, and they, you know, are gonna, you know, keep the legend going out there. But for the people that don't know, now you do. I know there's not a lot of people out there, probably, you know, kids these days probably look at Indians like, whatever. adults these days look at and I hear about Indians, oh, they're all savages and they're killers. But you know what? They were the most peaceful people, just like you and me. And this is why I'm doing this documentary. Because they deserve to get the respect that they deserved and what they needed back then. And I think it's time for everybody to know the stories and tales. If you're not interested in it, you should be. And there's another video I gotta go over, because they're trying to take down this Indian's face and figurement. I'll have to do that too. That's a whole nother one, but trying to take his face off the council, which his face has been up there in respect, and people are calling it racist. And this is what I'm talking about. Calling the American Indian racist. This Indian that turned to English Christianity, and now today people calling his photo on the council in Newton, Mass racist. It's not fucking racist. That's an Indian man that did his Indian time back in the day, went and stayed truthful to the English, which I think he might have found out what the English was, and, you know, doing what an Indian would do to save his ass, because he found out what the English really was. But hey, now today's modern people trying. This was in 2014, but I'm sure they're still debating. They want to take his face. I don't think that should happen. That's sick. That's a whole nother video though that I'm gonna go over, and I gotta get the picture out, and I gotta get that up. But just to think, I go to Newton, Mass to end this and find all this information, and here I am messaging for the dead. Just nuts. Nuts. Things that just pop up randomly for nothing. Well, let's see how much more messaging I can do and what else pops up. Because there was another place in Worcester that I started looking into, I gotta look into, but never been in that part of town before, and all of a sudden Indian this, Indian that, Indian names, words, I gotta look them up again. But I'm gonna start now. Once I hit something and I get this fucking feeling, and then I get all the shit coming out me like wildfire, I gotta look it up right away, just like I did with this, because boom. Another part of something that I've been doing. And what the Raven says, the Raven has spoken. So for you non-believers, you better just stop believing, because this is just, oh man. I mean, it's just, all I can say is it's fucking blowing, my mind's just set back, and I'm starting to lose thoughts on things because I keep thinking about this. I mean, I gotta get back to reality sometime, but it's just, it's like I'm here to do this. I need to do this, so. Anyways, I gotta get out of here until the next video. I don't know what it's gonna be, but by the time I get done on my channel, I should have like, what? 50,000 videos when I get done? I don't know. I'm gonna get something done. Until the next video, YouTube Nation, salute. Out.